Welcome back to the Runs podcast. We are both sick again.
Yeah,
It's not good.
Apologies for my appearance. I look like death because I feel like death.
I feel like death, but I look great.
Always, Kat, always. Makeup, you get makeup lady and I don't.
I haven't got the time, but I'm in. Quick poo, and then straight onto the podcast.
Straight on. I didn't go into work today, so I got no excuse. I just still look gruff as tits.
I haven't slept. I've had about 6 hours kip in 2 nights.
Same, mate. We were just saying when I don't think I slept at all last night, and I've napped a little bit today on the set. He was blanket over me, sweating. I'm sweating like mad now. Fever.
Mad.
Not good.
We haven't got much to catch up on anyway. Saturday we went down to the cross-country championships, didn't we? The Welsh cross-country championships.
Yeah, Pembrey.
And that probably didn't help. It was nippy just standing around as well.
Yeah, it was all right. When the sun was out, but it was fresh. Like, our wind was biting when it coming back at us from the one way. But it was a good day. I enjoyed it. Some good racing. But,
there was some
caught up with some people. It was good.
Yeah. Bumped into Jimmy Watkins. That was cool.
Yeah, we've seen Jimmy before. His boy had done the kids one, hadn't he? And he didn't even know he wasn't sure what was going on later on. He didn't realise it was the seniors and he was off to the toboggans.
We have to get Jimmy back on for a catch-up to see what's been going on.
Yeah.
The racing was good, though. We only went we were there for the women's and the men's, because the younger age groups, I don't really know what happens with interviewing them and stuff like that, so we don't bother.
Yeah, we watched a couple of them, didn't we? The ones before the women's and the one after the men's. I think I don't know I didn't even know what age group they are then, but yeah, it looked like there was a load of people there. What did they say? Over 1,100 in all the racing.
Yeah, there were lots of people down there.
Yeah, good turnout. The women's and men's races were good.
Women's was over from the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, first lap, Lauren sort of gapped them, didn't she, and never looked back. It was pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Well done, no? Good running. Yeah. The men's was a different story. There was first front four, there was 2 incredible races going on, wasn't it?
There was great race. Like, even right to the end, wasn't it? The top 4, the top 2 were a fair bit clear, but then
Josh was hunting them down. Josh was 5th, wasn't he?
Josh was 5th. Looked like he was closing him for a bit. Dylan looked like he was closing him for a bit on Dan Nash, wasn't it? But then they sort of spread. I wouldn't say spread out. There weren't much between them, but they sort of stayed the same gaps, didn't they? But the front 2, what a race all the way to the line. Cracking.
Derry Griffo doesn't lose down Pembrey, but
yeah, Derry's 9-time Welsh champ, and like we said after, what a guy! Like, just the most laid back.
What a guy, like,
and pro there probably is. What a guy, like.
He just rocks up, doesn't he, in his unmatching tracksuit.
Yeah.
Moses or strolls over.
Don't really do a lot. Talking to everyone. Had a quick chat with us, and I gave him a bit of jip for his old Swansea vest, and had a bit. Yeah,
what do you say about that? What's that vest done?
Well, I said to him tonight, Derry, come on, look at that vest, get a new one, because all the other Swansea guys and he saw Derry's looks about 20 years old. He's like, right, this vest brand 209, you can't say anything. So I was like, yeah, you're right enough.
But he won there, fair play, and it was a good race, good day out.
It was.
America, that's set by Thomas to come second. That's a long way to come second, isn't it?
Yeah, but surely wasn't you just for that? Like, I don't know. I didn't know him. Didn't know of him. Only when.
No, but he's got pedigree, hasn't he?
Yeah. His father was once Olympian steeplechaser.
Yeah.
We learnt all this on the day, obviously, because we only knew the field when Welsh Athletics put her up, and he's in the NCAA. But obviously, big things to come. Maybe big guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
the Derry. He was like,
I said to my brother, I had a photo, didn't I? And they were neck and neck after 2 laps. And I said, if we showed this photo to a stranger, who were they picking to win now with 2 laps to go? And it's only, if you look at it, the big 6-foot boy with biceps is winning out all the time, isn't he? But
not the little farmer.
He doesn't do any lambing, does he?
No, not the little farmer who knows Pembrey like the back of his hand.
Oh, fair play. And he gave us some time after a nice little interview. Thank you very much, Derry, and thanks, Arlo, for dropping by and having a chat as well, reluctantly.
Yeah, very reluctantly. I was more interested in supporting the million list groups running around.
Yeah. I've been trying to get Ala on since day dot, and every time I raise the topic with her, she's like, "I'm not very interested." And I was like, "Well, you're more interested in me and Nikki, and we fucking on it every week." So,
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
but it was a good. Anything else, racing wise?
What else happened the weekend? I don't even know. Ed's all over the place last 2 days, mate.
No.
I can't even think or remember what's happened. The start of indoor season soon for the pros.
Yeah.
I think Levin Mile is next week, and Levin. I don't know if it's a Diamond League. I think it is. So that starts next week. Yeah, not this Saturday after. So yeah, the proper season kicks off soon. Our season, I don't know. I haven't even. Well, I'm still not running.
Well, I think my fucking 10 miles outdoors in the storm on Sunday has contributed to the way I feel now.
To you being ill.
I was walking around like a chair yesterday. Like, you could have sat on my lap all day, like, because I just couldn't straighten up at all. Like, but it's knocked me for 6. But I think a good kip tonight now, and then I'll get 3 or 4 in tomorrow, a couple more the day after, and then pin a longer run onto it on the weekend as well, maybe.
Not bad, mate. You got 10 miles done, you said. So even in them conditions, that's good going.
Yeah, and the first 9 felt great.
Yeah.
And then everything locked up, like.
Yeah. Take it step by step.
9 miles, I know, like, there's no shops or anything, and then I knew I was coming to a shop at the end of mile 10, and then it just gets in your head end, and it's like, I'll stop here now, get some fucking energy, and then as soon as you stop, grabbed a bottle of water and like one of those Snickers fruit bars, and I went to start again, and it was like fucking the robot. So
yeah, that's a bit, and especially if you're only doing 10, why are you stopping at 9 for energy? You're a bit late.
Well, the plan was I was going to do an half.
Energy, yeah.
No, I was going to do an half.
Right. So
that's why I had to walk nearly 2 miles back after I finished.
Right, there go, you know.
And I don't think that contributed well to me cooling down in wet clothes walking back as well.
Back. Probably 50 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
But hanging.
10 miles though.
Yeah.
I've got to find 11 minute. I can't find 11-minute mile. I can't feel it like. So that makes sense to you, obviously, as a runner, innit?
Yeah, it's
too fast.
I know.
Not that it's a fast pace, but I can't settle on 11-minute mile, which I need to settle on for the easy runs.
Yeah. The treadmill's probably your best then to get what that feels like, because you set that and you know it's right, or they should be right. They're not always they, but that's the best. But it's an hard skill, mate. I struggle. Excuse me. I struggle with it in training, settling into a time. And what don't help you? Watch fluctuates, don't it, on GPS and
and I feel like you pop out. I looked at my watch and I was doing like 10.5-minute miles. I was like, whoa, all right. But then you'd go through some trees or something and you look at your watch and it's on 12-minute miles. Yeah. It's like, they haven't slowed down.
They haven't slowed down that much, yeah, especially.
What's going on? But yeah, all good. Hopefully get back on yours tomorrow. Good kip. I've still been eating, so still got the energy and stuff like that. I did I had done SIS at 40 and 80 and that seemed to work as well.
What, just a normal SAS, not the pita ones?
No, just a normal SIS and sipping it for 5 minutes. Like, gonna take your time.
Don't gulp it all.
That's what I used to do. Like back in the day, though, it would just be like
bang,
all of it
on the edge.
In the day, like I've been running for ages.
Yeah, spew straight away.
Just managing it, innit? So that's how we're running. You're not doing any.
Well, I started last week now away, and last Tuesday I had a bit of a fucking unreal the luck I'm having. I don't know, my body's just giving up on me. So my calf's been fine. The 3 short runs I've done, and then done Tuesday last week, 30 minutes easy. My fucking glute have been hurting since, so decided to have another week off, and I've been ill the last 2 days anyway, so
it'll come.
See how I sleep tonight, and then hopefully see tomorrow or something if I can do another 30. But yeah, my calf's been fine, so fingers crossed. It's just other niggles from starting back after 8 weeks.
You don't need a 16-week block as much as everyone else because
after 8 weeks
no, but not as much as like I do that I've thrown out the window because you know what it takes to run a marathon.
Yeah,
you can get into marathon shape in less time, can't you?
Yeah,
and all we got to do.
Yeah, hopefully,
and all we got to do is run 2:59.59 to beat Scott Gray because he can't get under 3.
Well, London's going to be more busy, so he's going to have to run hard.
Oh yeah. What
London's
else?
not as flat either as Valencia.
Innit?
No, it's not say silly like, but it's not as flat as Valencia.
Ooh. Right then, this week's poll. Poll or poll? How do you say it?
Paul, innit?
I'm disappointed in our followers.
Why, because they all agree with me?
Our sliders winning.
'Cause
they're like
fucking
bum
the best.
bags for your feet. They're not. They're
They
like
are,
bum
they're the
bags
most
for your feet.
comfy.
They're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And especially, if we wear them without socks.
Yeah. Why do you wear them on holidays without socks? Yeah.
I don't wear sliders. I wear flip-flops.
They're weird, aren't they? They go in between.
Second season flip-flops. It takes a summer to wear them in.
Nah, not for me. Sliders.
And I put mules. I think mules would have had more votes if I'd called them Crocs. But they are struggling at the moment. But a lot of people going for sliders. Psychopaths and murderers.
Oh, well done, people.
Disappointed. What else? Speaking of footwear, Josh Kerr has signed with
Brooks.
Burnett. What a match made in heaven.
Another 9 years. Is it 9 years?
Broken an average brand.
Nice dig.
Why is he taking? So he says he's taking Pops or Jakob now. Again, I just seen another one. He's like, my goal is to be the best 1,500 meter runner of my generation, of this generation era, and I will be analysing all my competitions, running and life. What's the life got to do with it?
Yeah, well, that's a bit weird. Why are you saying that?
Maybe Grand Slam are telling him what to say now.
Yeah, pushing on. Maybe, yeah, it's obviously big up more rivalry, innit? But Jakob's obviously not in the Grand Slam.
No.
I don't know. Who is in Grand Slam 1500? Is there any Americans? I don't even know who's in it.
Yeah, what's his name? Is in there, isn't he? The one who won gold.
Ocker.
Cole
Ocker.
Yeah.
He's in there, is he? And Goose?
He better not be. So.
I don't know.
No, I'm looking forward to
who's in there. I've only seen the odd person get announced. I haven't seen...
Cole Hawker's in there.
Yes, see.
Hawker, Kerr, Ngoose, and Arup.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, decent race in there. Should be.
Girls are... I'm more excited for the girls racing over the next coming couple of years.
They got some stacked fields, haven't they?
Just in general, though, the ceiling for girls seems to be a bit higher than boys or the men at the moment.
Mm.
There's a guy in the Adidas Top Gear. Did I see the message I sent this morning to one of the other WhatsApp groups? You know the new Adidas equipment jumper, the throwback from the 90s?
Yeah, the ones we all had.
£170.
I know, when you see that, I was just like, I won't
Come
be
on,
that then. I won't be getting that.
I know. I was going to get that too. My birthday's coming up.
All of us,
but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not spending 100. Come on, Adidas, do better. But supply and demand and influencers will buy it.
Yeah, they'll know they'll go.
They're giving it for free and their friends will buy it.
They know they'll go.
That's it this week, I think. Really.
Apart from our watches are still working.
Yeah, funny enough. I put a story on earlier, didn't I? I said, with a photo of John Candy laughing. I said, anyone else's Chorus UK broke? No, ours neither. And our very first guest, Nikki Bennett, sent a message saying, my Garmin's working actually. I said, that's because it needs to be on activity mode and you don't do any running anymore, mate. So
what did he say to that?
He said, yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah.
Some smiley
Yeah, Garmin had a meltdown, it seems.
I seen it on Lily's post and then I seen it on like some Facebook post and then suddenly I just seen it everywhere.
Yeah, same. Seen it on Lily's and then I seen it on everywhere.
They're probably just rolling out some mad update and it's going to be a
probably
videoing you in real time running around now or something.
Trying to step it up.
Right, happy days. This week, there he is in the lobby. This week we've got Ben Claridge, who has just finished off winning the Bermuda Mile. We spoke about him a little bit last week. Shall we get him in and catch up and see what's going on?
Yes, let's get him in all the way from his ski chalet, whatever that he's in.
He looks like he's filming The Bodyguard. I'll show you now. Alright, boys and girls, this episode is supported by Racked. Are you looking to gear up your club with some custom, high-quality kit?
Whether it's socks, t-shirts, vests, tri-suits or bike apparel, Racked has got you covered. With Racked, you can create fully custom kit for your club, designed just the way you want them. The bespoke in-house design service allows you to bring your ideas to life. Whether you're a running club, a cycling club or a triathlon club. And it's not just about style either. Racked delivers high performance gear, perfect for all your training and racing needs. Ready to get started? Drop them an email on info@racked.online and kick off your custom design today.
Yes, Ben. Welcome back.
Yes.
Can you hear us right?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Should we just jump straight into it? You know the drill. I imagine you've listened to every single episode we've ever made, right?
Oh, without fail, yeah. Don't test me on it, but
on repeat round that link.
Oh,
exactly that.
What have we been doing today? Skiing?
Yeah, skied all day. I've got friends here at the moment, so I skied all day today. Went for a run this afternoon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank them for giving us half hour of your time. We're probably bored of you by now, though, right?
No.
All right. Let's dive straight into it, Ben. So we know by now we've crossed paths quite a few times now over the last year, but if we go right back to school, where are you from and what did you do in school? Was you active in school or what?
Yes, I'm from Oxfordshire, little village called Blueberry. And yeah, not quite like the fruit. It's like BLEWBURY, just Blueberry.
Okay.
I was always active. Yeah, I played, but every sport: football, cricket, primary school, tag rugby, and then obviously I ran once a year on sports day. That was about it at primary school.
Yeah.
And then I actually started running as I joined secondary school. I was going to secondary school that wasn't in my catchment area, and I wanted to get to know some people before I went. And I already had a football team, so I didn't want to change football teams. So I started a running club near that school, basically.
Smart. So you played football for quite a bit as well, then?
So I played football until I was about 15, and when I first started running, I was terrible. I was good at running. I was quick at primary school, but in terms of when I went to the local Oxfordshire leagues, forget it. I was no feature. I was just making up numbers for the team on that day, sort of thing. So, yeah.
That's cool. So then you knocked football on the head and started taking running, or was it a little gap where you went off the rails or anything, or were we just on the straight and narrow all the time?
I was pretty straight and narrow, but I think I must have been about 14 or so when I knocked football on the head, and then the next year I got slower because I was used to running around 4 days a week, and I started running around 2 days a week. I got slower, and then I think so that was probably when I was 14, and then when I was 15, I had an all right year. I think I ran 1:59 for the 8, which was it was good, but I didn't get to English schools or anything like that, which is what every kid wanted to get to. And then when I was 16, I had a massive jump. Basically, that's when it all kind of changed a little bit.
I guess it's a lot more competitive to, like you said, English schools up there. It's a lot more competitive to get into English schools than it would be down in Wales for the Welsh schools as well, because the same as anything, player pools and stuff like that, runner pools, right?
Yeah, so Oxfordshire were allowed 25 athletes, I think, because of the size of the county. And you had to... So, some counties you could go without running certain times. We had to hit, the English school standard to even be considered to go. And then I think sometimes even if there was enough people, you'd have to hit, the national standard, which was even one step higher. And I never even got the English school standard until I was 16, basically.
And then it all takes off from there, hopefully, is it?
Yeah, so when I was 16, I actually went to English schools for the 8. It was the first time I'd ever gone to anything like that, done the call room and all that malarkey. And then I came second that year at English schools, which from not going to coming second was a massive jump. So all of a sudden you're not making up the numbers, you're winning it or coming close.
So that's 16. Is that obviously I've never been involved in anything like that. But is that where the scouting and stuff comes in, and is there an opportunity for you to carry on running in education throughout, or do you just carry on running for your club and move on with your education separately?
I think
you see the scholarships and stuff coming around. Is that where people are getting spotted as well then?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I ran. So that was when I did 8s then when I was 16, and then when I was 17 and 18 is when I switched to 400s. And that was when, because then you're in sixth form. Yeah, and you start getting. I started having the odd couple of messages about like university in America and all that stuff. But I was doing 4s then, so I changed from 8s to 4, which probably isn't the normal way you'd go, considering now I'm back doing absolute long stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of happened by accident. It wasn't planned. I was meant to be doing 8s, and I had a mate coming to pace me for an 8, and he didn't turn up. And it was kind of that day was where I was trying to go for a certain time to do English schools that year for the 8, and I already had it for 4. Ended up not getting it for the 8, and I started doing 4s, and I did 4s all the way through uni then, as well.
4s and 8s. They must be a big difference in racing, more than an 8 and a 1500, right? 400's almost sprinting.
Yeah, 4 and 8, there's a massive difference, and I think a lot of 8 guys would say, you can, if you're a good 8 runner, they all think they can run a good 400. There's a massive difference between, like, you hear these, they're like, I could run 47. But they're talking about a rolling start, running 47 sort of thing. You're trying to run 46 out of blocks. That's like a rolling of 45 sort of thing. So there's a massive difference between 4 and 8, I would say. A lot of 8 guys would probably say there's not, and it's, anyone can run a good 4, but then 8 and 15 are 8 and 15 are very different as well, depending on what sort of training you're doing, I suppose. You can be a 4-8 runner, or you can be an 8-15 runner, I suppose.
But not a 4-15.
Not a 4:15. Not unless you're like Ben Patterson. I think he managed to run a 46 and a 3:39 in the same year, but I don't think many other people are doing that.
No.
That little stint at 400 has probably done the world a good going forward as well, do you reckon?
Yeah, it did. I think it was the best, like, that to me is still the best I've ever ran. Like, probably 46.5 for the 400 is probably my best running result still now. But I was knocking on the door of relay teams and things, and it was getting a bit like toxic. It was all like when you're close but not quite making it. And then I had Achilles issues. It was good, but I was ready to knock it on the head, and it definitely helped. I was always, because I was fitter as a kid doing the 8s in cross country as a kid, I was always going to go back and have a go at like 8s. I didn't know when, I didn't know how seriously. I just knew I wanted to run another one at some point, basically.
Yeah. I reckon, again, I'm just thinking of this now, the shorter the distance, the bigger, you said about the toxic environment and stuff like that, the faster it gets, the more ego gets involved as well. Fair or not fair?
Yeah, fair, I would say. And it was, I don't know, there seemed to be the massive swing in, like, if you're like a 8:15 runner or 15 runner, like after most races, you go out and have a couple pints and things like that, and everyone does. And that's like the road running scene. It's very social after and things like that. Mm-hmm. As a sprinter, it was very much like you race and that's it. You go to bed. No one really like, I have a few days that I would go out with after and things like that, but it's all very much more egos, more rivalries. But I think the distance scene is much nicer in the sense that you're all friends before and you're all friends after. And maybe not in Josh Kerr and Inga Britson's case, but in most cases, I'd say it's quite friendly from what I've seen.
Did you go off to uni then?
Yeah, so I went to University of Bath and carried on running 4s there, and in like a professional group really. I was paying my coach. We had guys running 20.2 for the 200 and 45.5 for the 400. We had hurdlers running 13 low. And that's probably where it got toxic, because I was like the worst in the group almost, running 46.5, whereas in most groups in the country, you're one of the best in the group. I was like the 3rd fastest 400 meter runner. We had guys winning Commonwealth Games medals. It was like, it was all a bit nuts, to be honest, from some little kid that went to uni and jumped into that sort of environment.
Yeah. So you ran 4 all through uni as well, and when are you changing back to these longer distances? How old are you, Ben?
I am 27 now, so getting on a little bit.
Yeah, but in the scale of the time frame we're talking about, it's not that long ago, is it?
No, so I ran 4s all the way through. I ran 4s until COVID. So 2020, I still ran 4s. And then obviously lockdown, and I was still training for 4s all the way through lockdown. And then I said to my coach, I said, look, maybe now's a good time to run the 8. We don't know what's going to happen with like Tokyo 2020 or 2021. It was no guarantee anyway. If you're knocking on the door, like, it was never a guarantee. So I said, why don't we just give it a go? And then I trained for 8s from like the end of 2020 into 2021, and then raced a couple of 8s in 2021, I think.
Yeah, the COVID years are just a jumble, innit? It's just, I can't remember when they were or anything.
I can't remember what year. I moved out to Guernsey for like 3 months because there was like a mate from Guernsey and there was no like COVID restrictions. You had to isolate and then you could live there. So I can't remember what year's what at this point. It's all blurred into one. But I think I started racing 8s in 2021.
Yeah. So that move to Guernsey, was that just that based all around running?
It was. The move was, yeah. So my mate, I was best mates now all the way through like uni and things. He's from there, and he said, look, you're all in lockdown. Over here, we're out doing whatever we want, sort of thing. If you isolate for a week, you can just come and stay. So after a few conversations, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it then. So I moved out there, and it was all about running, but like we enjoyed ourselves a lot. We could go out clubbing and things like that, and no one in the UK could. And we took a very relaxed approach to training because we knew that most people weren't even lucky enough to use a track, and we had a track, we could do everything. So, to be honest, we were going out every weekend and training in the week and just living like a bit of a fake, unreal life, to be honest.
Yeah, sounds like a normal life.
It was a normal life, but then it wasn't normal for an athlete running like he was running 45 hours, running 46 because we were going out so much because no one knew what was going on and we were in a good situation. So it was like a normal life for anyone else, but not the normal life we were used to, I suppose.
Yeah. There's like a pattern in there where you've stumbled on the 400 by accident almost. Not accident, but because that guy didn't turn up for pacing, right?
Yep.
Those couple of years running the 400 have been massively beneficial for the longer distance going forward. And then COVID comes and you get a little jolly out to Guernsey where you can go easy on your body but still train for a bit longer as well.
Yeah, and I do think like a lot of things have gone my way, and I've been unlucky with missing like junior teams as an under 23 and things like that. But I think actually everything that has happened means I'm still running now, and I'm probably enjoying it more than ever at the moment. Which, if you just said back in when I was at uni, if I'd still be enjoying it when I was 27, I'd probably have said I'd have had enough by then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's worked out. It's worked out well.
Yeah, absolutely. So after COVID, we get out to COVID eventually. You come back. Yeah.
I come back. I run my first 800 in 7 years or something in Trafford. I think I ran 150.5, which actually was better than I thought it was going to be. It was painful, but yeah, and I think I finished that year. I only ran about 5 because I hadn't done a ton of work for it. Like it was only one winter out in Guernsey, like training with 400 runners really. And I think I finished the year on 149.2 maybe, which was good. The goal was to break 150, so I was pretty happy. It was a good year. It was a good year.
Yeah. So we've crossed paths through obviously in South Wales, down Tonopandi, down Ponty. How'd you get sucked down to the South Wales race scene then? We know you're friends with Jake and Ennigan and everyone as well, but you didn't go to uni with them guys or anything, did you?
No. So when I was in uni at Bath, my coach quite quickly left and he went to coach in India. And we had me and about 3 others, we had about a month to work out what we were going to do, where we were going to go, and what options we had. Because I had a year of uni left, but I could do it remotely, the course I was on. So it was looking at options. Do I go to Loughborough? Do we go here? And then I just thought, I'm going to give Matt Elias in Cardiff a go. So I spoke with Matt. I don't know if you know Matt, but I spoke with Matt Elias and said, look, would you be willing to coach me? I'm willing to come across to Cardiff. And yeah, I thought I was coming for a year, to be honest. And I'm still there 3 or 4 years later. So
yeah. He coaches Hannah, doesn't he?
He does. I don't know if he does now, though.
He did when we had her on, I think.
He did. I don't know if that's recently changed because she's moved back somewhere else in Wales, or maybe he's advising her. I don't know. But yeah, he coaches Hannah, and he did coach Joe, and he's got Alistair the hurdler. It was a very elite group, but I fitted into that elite group a bit better, and I enjoyed it actually. And I did that for a year or so before COVID, and then I trained for 8s with Matt as well for 3 years. I trained for 8s with Matt.
So are we an 800 metre runner now, or what are we?
I'm a hobby jogger now. I just run now. I'm not really anything. If you ask James, James would say I'm an 800-meter runner. Yeah, but until I run a really quick 8, I'm an 8:15. Maybe do a 5K. Just get talked into anything.
Yeah. So you just enjoying running more than you ever have at the moment. Is there any eyes on any prizes coming up or anything, or any goals, or are you just skiing when you can and working when you can and running when you can?
To be honest, yeah, there's no. I'd love to say I have a big goal, and everyone always asks me this. I get asked by Hennigan and Jake Smith all the time, are you aiming for this World Champs or this year? I'm not. If I run quick enough too, obviously it's a different conversation, great, but I'm not trying to do that. The only goal I had when I sat down with James last year, I said I want to break the 4-minute mile at some point. I thought it'd take 2 years, maybe even longer, and obviously I did it last summer. So since doing that, I'm kind of just enjoying it, chilling, and hence, obviously, as you know, I'm out here now. Yeah, skiing, basically. Enjoying skiing, enjoying training, and just doing a bit of everything.
Yeah, that's interesting in itself as well, because it obviously sounds like you're really strong-minded as well, because James Hennigan's not asking me what my goals are. You know, these boys are not, they're having these conversations with you because it's achievable, right?
Yeah, I think they always tell me what they think I could run over, or I'm the most talented, and what I could run over 1,500 and things, but until you go and do it, you can't run that. You haven't run that. It's like you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm pretty sure I could, or I could have run 3:35," but you didn't.
Yeah, if you haven't done it, yeah.
I'm only a 1:47 and a 3:41 guy at the moment, and my next goal would be to run 3:39, and then to run 3:38, and then to run 3:37, and then to run. You just got to do small steps, and I think as you get older, as a kid, you want to take it all. You want to just be like, "Oh, I'm going to run this." But I've learned that you don't. It doesn't happen like that. You got to just set little goals and try and work towards them, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're always available for pacing as well.
I'm always available for pacing. Yeah, if anyone wants to pay me to run around in circles, then yeah, contact me. But yeah, I got into pacing 2 years ago, and then did quite a lot of it last year. And I've been to some pretty cool places in Europe and things pacing. It's a pretty good gig. It is hard. There's definitely a bit of a perception.
What's it like? I can't get my head around it. I'm slow though, so I can't run perfect splits ever, but I wouldn't be expected to. But it must be so. You've got to be in it all the time, switched on throughout. You can't slip away or anything during the run. Nothing, right? No,
I'd say if you've got the wave light, that makes a massive difference. That is easy pacing. You follow the light, right?
Just follow it alongside.
But when I went to Finland, for example, and they asked for a K in 2:23, and it's kind of a weird one. You fly out there the same, and then they cover your costs, and you get the same athlete hotel, and they're paying you on top of that. And the comp's paying you, and then the nerves are different because ultimately it doesn't matter what I run. To me, it doesn't matter at all. But I'm in Finland, and I've got 3 blokes that have flown in from America. I've got 3 that have flown in from here, and they all want me to do a good job. So the nerves are I know I need to do a good job. If I don't do it, I got these lot hounding me all evening probably. So it's weird and it's hard. There's definitely a misconception of I think every time you pace, that's a race that you can't do yourself, almost, because running on the front of an 800 to 600, where all you're thinking about is the times, you've pretty much ran your own race, pretty much. It probably every 2 you pace, you've lost a race, I'd say yourself.
Wow. Do you know when you have that pacing? Do the athletes meet you and tell you we want this, and this, and then is it just a committee sort of general consensus of what pace to go through each split in, or is it just the organisers tell you what they want?
Normally get an email from the organisers saying we want XYZ through 500 or 600. And then in the call room, I'll always ask the athletes, look, what do you want?
Yeah.
And often they'll say, yeah, that sounds good. Or they might ask for a bit quicker. That's not nice when they ask for a bit quicker. Come on, boys.
No, chill.
Sometimes they ask for slower, but then there's a bit of a sticky situation. If the athletes want slower, but the meet director wants quicker,
wants a quick
kind of what do you do? And I normally will follow the athletes because if they think they're going to run quicker off that pace, then the meet organizer is ultimately going to end up happier.
Yeah. So the overall they want a quick race, don't they? The meet organizer, surely.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a, you got to just play around with it a little bit, ask, and you soon know. But sometimes you go and they don't even get on you, and it's just like, why am I here? And then other times they're all over the back of you, and it's like, you've got to get a shift on.
You know, I doubt this ever happened, but are there financial penalties then if you've done it the splits you need to when you're pacing and stuff like that? Because obviously they're paying you to be there. So if you're not doing the job, do you have to pay feedback?
I haven't had any like penalty, but there'll often be like a set price for like 500, 550 and 600. You get paid more depending on how far you go. I haven't had a penalty, but then probably haven't done a bad enough job yet. Touch wood.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen if like they asked me to go to 600 and I make it to 300.
Yeah.
I've always got to like 500. I've always got to the minimum of what they've asked for.
Right.
And to be honest, I also like when these meet directors ask me if I can do it, I always underplay it a little bit and I say, look, this is the best I can do, even if I think I can do more. So that actually when I turn up, they're not going to be disappointed. If I have a bad day, I know I can still do the job, basically.
Yeah, you still pull it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, we need to talk about your kit as well, because I need to know where you got your sunglasses from.
My Oakley sunglasses, I got them from Heathrow Terminal 5.
No, the ones you had on the other day. Were they Oakley?
Which ones?
The ones you got out there?
Oh, my skiing ones.
No, bloody hell, Ben. But what about your shoe dealer? Because I'd never heard of them when I seen the shoes and stuff like that as well. So, want to tell us a bit more about the shoes you're wearing?
Yeah, so I'm wearing, it's a company called 361 Degrees. That I've been wearing their stuff for about 3 years. And there's not really like I've got like a small, it's not really a contract even. It's just, I don't even have to. I wear their
kit.
And shoes and they'll send me more, basically. I think they're a Chinese brand and they're getting a bit bigger in Europe now. Everyone always asks me, are the shoes quick? I'm like, I haven't worn any other shoes in a race for the last 3 years, but I've ran a 4:10 mile and a minute 5K. Like, they're not slow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the difference would be if I put Vaporflies on. I can't imagine it's going to be much, to be honest. Like, they feel pretty good. I've always ran well in them. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just because they're not a big, well-known brand, isn't it? People are going to be doubtful and sceptical.
Yeah, and like, you know, it's. I mean, again, like I say, I'm not that fussed. I don't need. I'm not looking for the extra 1%. Really, I'm not looking at trying to make in a qualifying time for anything. So if they're willing to send me kit, then I'll always race in it, regardless of. And I say they do feel good. I think they are quick, but I haven't even bought other shoes to try out. So
no, there's a rise in new shoes. Obviously, On are quite established now, but I've only become familiar with Kip Run this year and stuff like that. There's a massive shift in the rise of new shoe brands as well, isn't it? And running brands.
There is, and if you break every shoe down, I bet they're pretty much the same shoe. They're all using the same technology, the same stuff. Like,
definitely.
People say to me like, "Oh, the 361 shoe that looks just like this Puma shoe." I'm like, it's probably the same shoe.
Probably made for the same fucking company in the same.
You know what I mean? It's probably the same shoe. Yeah. Like, it's just got a different logo on.
The Kip Run ones I've just seen Alfie Manthorpe wearing, they look exactly like the Nike Street Fly, and they probably are.
Yeah, it's probably identical.
Yeah.
It's the same but different, isn't it? Our mate works down the toilet roll factory, and they make all the same toilet rolls, but on the end of the line, they just pack and measure up different, and they sell them more expensive in Waitrose than they do in Aldi's, but it's the same toilet roll.
Exactly, it's the same with these shoes. And actually, the 361 ones are very affordable.
Yeah.
Like, they're not 250 quid a shoe, they're more like 180 sort of thing.
They're more, still a lot, but you see stuff a lot of money for.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, you can't get a cheap shoe, can you? Like, it's crazy.
No, not now. Running's gone mad in it, so you're not.
It's gone
cheap for running.
Yeah, mental.
Right, these are the glasses. Are they your Oakley ones?
Oh, they're my Oakley ones. Yeah, Heathrow Terminal 5.
I'm going.
Long trip, guy.
I'll send you a link to them.
Yeah.
You got a good right bone structure for them, or they'd look different on me. You've got good bone structure for them.
I think you've got it.
Right. We need to obviously talk about what you've been doing recently. We know you're out there skiing, but you did rock up in Bermuda to race a mile as well.
I did rock up in Bermuda, yeah. So, Dage, I don't know if you know Dage. From here, quite a long way. It was. I had I had a good week actually. What did I do? So I skied all day Tuesday. I don't think many people would have done this in the same week. Skied all day Tuesday, and then I flew Wednesday morning Geneva to London, about an hour and a half, and then I flew London to Bermuda, which was about 7.5 hours on the Wednesday. And then I woke up Thursday, and I thought I'd be lucky to get out of bed Friday, let alone race a mile. But yeah, I don't know if do you know Dage? Do you guys know Dage? I don't know if you know Dage. The Bermudan guy just joined James's group.
No.
He messaged me about, it wasn't even that long ago, maybe November, December time, saying they want me to go over for the mile race. He'd won it the last 2 years. And they've said, have I got any training partners that would be interested? And they'll pay expenses and things. And I was like, if they're going to pay expenses, then
I'm going.
I'm interested. But I had to look at, obviously, because I'm out here, we've got a lot of friends coming at different times sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it happened to be that weekend was pretty much the only one for about 6 weeks that works. So I was like, yeah, Dave, let's do it. So we flew over to Bermuda together a couple of weeks ago, Wednesday.
How was it?
It was good. It was a crazy weekend. So we obviously got there Wednesday, Thursday just chilled out, went for a little run. And then the mile was Friday night. And I was definitely tired. I was jet lagged as well. Obviously, I had a 5-hour time difference. Yeah. I was struggling to get up for it. But I took my caffeine. And it was kind of a weird one. I was on the start line, and obviously, because I've been on holiday for 4 weeks or 3 weeks, you can't really get your head in it. It's like, this is a bit weird. But then they were calling out our names on the start line, and it was pretty quiet. And then they read out my mate Dage's name. And the whole street went nuts. And I was like, okay, this means something. This is quite cool to these lot. Yeah. And then obviously the race went off. And I mean, the race was a bit nuts, to be honest, if you want me to go into detail on it. But it wasn't quite what I had planned.
No way.
So I was thinking the last few years it's been one in like 4:15, 4:17, maybe 4:20. And I thought, right, perfect. A little sit and kick. You know, I got good speed. It's like, I've ran 3:58, Dage ran 3:59. There's a couple of like 4:01 guys and a guy that's ran like 1:46 for the 8. I thought the 1:46 guy and Dage will be dangerous, but if it's a sit and kick, I normally back myself. So we go off, and the course is two U-turns, which is not what you want for a quick mile. And these U-turns are around like less than the width of the table I'm sat on. One of them is. You literally come to a standstill. You go 200 meters down, and I thought, right, 200 meters, I'll get in the lead and I'll go around this U-turn, because Dage said that people have like fallen over before or it's got a bit messy. So I come around a U-turn and I back off, and I think, oh, right, we'll let someone take it, and it'll just be the standard, you know, we'll run at probably 4:25 pace, and then we'll kick and run 4:18 or something. And this American dude just takes off. And when I say takes off, I mean like he takes off. I'm chasing him, and me and him go through 800 in like 2 flat with a U-turn on the road. And I did think at the time, through 800, I thought, have I cocked this up bad? Like, am I going to die? But anyway, we got to the next U-turn with 600 to go, and we had me and him had 15 meters on the field. He died. He absolutely popped. And then I just had a 600 meter run to the line, and you can see the finish about 400 meters out. But to be honest, with 400 to go, I knew they weren't going to get me. I was feeling pretty good. They were all 15 meters back, and it was good. From that moment, yeah, it was the worst, probably the hardest first K of my life, and the easiest last 600. So it was good.
That's mad, no. But is it a 3 race series, Nick, you said, or 2 race series?
Oh, it's 3. I did all 3 as well in the end.
Yeah, you come fourth the day after in the 10, right?
Yeah, so I finished the mile, had like anti-doping, got back late. I took all my caffeine for the mile. So Dage was way more up. Dage was up, like he wanted to be up for the 10K because he came 4th in the mile. He had a point to prove.
Redemption, like.
I didn't. I got 90 minutes of sleep that night, and then I had to get up at 6:30 to get a bus to this 10K. And I don't know. I thought I've run a good mile. I can run a good 10K, and we went off so quick. I think I ran like the first 2 miles. We went like 4:50, 4:35, which I averaged 5-minute pace. That's how bad it got. But yeah, I came 4th in that, and I did run a PB because I've never really ran 10Ks. I think I ran 31:40 something. And then yeah, we had a few few cocktails, a few cans, and then I ran the half marathon the day after.
Fucking Jesus,
Class.
that's a
What
mad
are you running
weekend.
at? What time do you running at?
That one I ran, that was just like a steady long run. I ran 77, but that was quite relaxed.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Hell
real
of a
relaxed.
weekend. Hell of a
I
weekend.
came back in what felt like a body bag. I was pretty ruined. Like, that was big 3 days.
You know the
that is,
mile,
like I say,
is the
especially with
mile-
that travel.
Is the mile invite only then, or is it
So
like
so the mile, so anyone can do what is called the Bermuda Triangle Challenge, and if you've ever got the funds or the time to do it, 100% go and do it, because it is just a piss up and a laugh for 3 days if you're not doing like the elite race.
Yeah.
I mean, the only elite race they have is the elite mile on the Friday night. So everyone runs a mile. So if you go over there, everyone does a mile, everyone does a 10K, everyone does a thingy, and then they host the elite mile, which is invitation only.
Got you.
have you got to go back and defend it next year now, or is it one and done?
I asked them if I can come back and defend it. So if they're willing to pay to have me out there, 100% I'll be back next year to try and defend it. Little trip to Bermuda in January.
Yeah. Not a bad thing, that, is it?
No.
No, I can't complain with that.
See, those 400s came in handy, didn't they?
Well, they're helping somewhere, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Doing that half.
Yeah.
Right, we're up to present day now. That's it. Yeah, you've had quite. All runners have different weird stories, and they're like, Carly Thackeray's been out lumberjacking in Australia. You moved to Guernsey just to be able to go and train and stuff like that. But it's always nice to hear everyone's different stories and the journeys they've been on as well. We don't want to keep up too much of your time because you know you got your friends out there. So if we take a quick,
I sent them out tonight, so I'm all good.
Still on the
But yeah.
fence today. Gotta catch
Well,
them up.
maybe.
we'll take a quick break and then we'll do the token sections and then off we go. All right.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. Right, Nick, time for favourites.
Yeah, Ben, here we go. Favorite shoe.
Oh, 361.
Yeah, what model? A race shoe, a training
The-
shoe you'd wear more?
The race shoe would be the Furious Future 1.5. It's my favourite race shoe.
Okay, cool. Guy will have to put a link up to that because
The Furious Future.
Furious Future
Yeah.
1.5.
Well, that's the one I've been running all my quick times in. So,
So yeah, it's favourite. Your favourite distance?
400. But I can't do it. I'm too slow now.
He's a 400 man. Favourite session?
3x400 off 10 minutes.
Explain that. What, off 10 minutes? What?
So 3x400 meters with 10-minute rest.
10 minutes rest.
Yeah, I like that
Easy
one.
as that. Easy as that, guy.
That sounds easy.
All right, come and try it next. I'll give you an invite next time we have it.
Yeah, next time it's the track in
Are you
Cardiff.
paying my
Yeah, let's
expenses,
go.
Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to watch that would be brilliant.
Your favourite race?
It would have to be when I broke 4 in the summer last year, I think, now.
Yeah,
Especially of
where's
like
that
most recent time, when I broke 4, definitely.
Yeah. Book 4 for a mile, I was, people who wasn't listening earlier.
Yeah, I broke 4 for the mile. Yeah.
Some achievement. And a favourite race, a bucket list favourite race you'd like to do one day?
Ooh, that's a good question. What would I like to do? I ain't going to sit here and like expose myself to wanting to do some marathon. So, then again, I would quite like to do the Tokyo one. Maybe it'd be the Tokyo marathon. Maybe I will expose myself. I don't know. I'd like to do something. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go is Japan.
Yeah.
So I suppose that would tick 2 boxes
Yeah.
in that sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's all of them. Sorry, guy.
Well, so Nicky's not very well. That's why he's.
Yeah, I'm rough. Sorry, mate. Sorry for my appearance and my lack of speaking. I'm rough as
That's all right.
right.
Already
Let's
tell
have a
them.
look. So, questions are mad. Like someone wants to know. Sheppy wants to know what distance you're racing in the summer.
Probably 8s and 15s again. Hopefully a few more 8s this year, though. I didn't race many last year, so hopefully a few more 8s.
Who annoys you most in the group?
Oh, Hennigan, 100%. Did he ask that?
No, it was Callum actually. We
Oh,
ran another
Hennigan.
good race on the weekend.
Yeah.
Little runner, Callum champion, isn't he?
Yeah, I ran with him a lot before I went. We were working together well.
Bob Thomas Ultra said, "Can you run slower next time he's got to chase you with a camera, please?"
Well, he did a good. Tell you what, he did a good job that day though. He was shifting around there.
He must have been. Oh, we've only met, but like got to know Bob since after that. That must have been the Ponty Park relays, then, was it?
That was the one, yeah, when he was sprinting around with his camera.
I remember you come over at the end. You were like, "Who's that guy? I need to get the content of him." I said, "I don't know who he is."
I know, because it's not often someone's chasing you literally with a camera.
But he's always top of our leaderboard on Strava. He's one of these ultra freaks that run 100 miles by Wednesday.
Yeah, it's just not right, is it?
No.
Silly people.
Right. Let's see what James Hennigan's got to say.
Oh, God.
How can he be as stylish as you? James, it's just in the cheekbones bit, in the bone structure. You either got it or you haven't, right?
Exactly. You answered that one for me, so perfect.
We've got, right, we'll go serious, funny, right? Best training partner you've ever had?
Best training partner I've ever had?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be my mate Cam when we were doing 400s, because we did it for 5 years, tried and tested.
Absolutely. Cam Chalmers.
That's the one.
And Cam also wants to know, do you wish you'd moved to 800 or above sooner in hindsight?
No. I don't wish... I get asked that sort of thing a lot. I don't wish I did anything differently, even though maybe if I'd have stayed at 4s, I could have done 2021, potentially, who knows, but everything's kind of led to...
Yeah, where you are.
I'm doing now, and it's worked out.
I'm a big fan of your attitude. Right, this one is mad, and I don't even know who this person is. Hopefully, maybe you do. But if you had to make a relay team out of safari animals, which animals would you choose?
Bloody hell. This is mad. Safari. So I can have a cheetah, yeah?
Guess so.
I suppose I'm going with like all the big cats, and they've got to be the quickest, haven't they?
Surely they're the quickest.
The lion, the leopard, and
what about
tigers on safari?
Giraffe stride?
Huh?
What about a giraffe stride?
I reckon I'd put a warthog on last leg just to watch them struggle.
They do follow you. It's Mariella Springford.
That's what she asked, is it? She said she put a question in.
Yeah.
Well, good question. Different.
It is
It's
a good
different.
We might tell Mariella we might take her off her full time.
A new one to add to the end.
Absolutely. Right, Ben, our 2 token questions. Which song are you going to add to the playlist?
Oh, can I add Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
I've never heard it though.
Wow, you will now.
I will after,
You're on wheels now.
Is it country?
Yeah. It's country, yeah.
I'm into country at the moment. I'm a big
I
fan
like
of
that.
Luke Coombs.
Yeah, I like country music. Well, you like that one then?
Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker. And who plays Ben Claridge in a movie of his life?
Who does play me?
It's up to you. You got to pick someone. If you're making a biopic of your life, which actor would you pick?
To play me?
This is where we find out if people do actually listen to the podcast or not, Ben, to be honest, right?
No, I know you asked this because I know you asked James T and you started helping him out, I think, didn't you? You started helping someone out.
Yeah.
Can I have like Tom Holland?
most
Play?
people.
Like Tom Holland? Can he play my life?
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't look like me though, does he?
It don't matter. It don't have to look like you. Just who
No.
you like, and
I reckon Spider-Man, he'll do a good job.
There we are. Spider-Man.
Yeah, he'll do a good job.
And yeah, I like Tom Holland. Uncharted is a nice little easy watch as well.
Yeah, I watched that one. Little easy watch.
Yeah.
You know? Right, fantastic. Ben, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your skiing. Get back in one piece for James Thee. And we'll probably bump into you over the summer. Tonopandi, I imagine, this year. Some Ponty Road relays or something. I'm sure we'll see you this year at some point.
Oh, you will, definitely, hopefully. Tony Pandy Track Classic, that's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was good
Well,
last
that one then.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Nick, anything else? Or if not, you can just wrap it up.
Ben, thanks very much, mate. Enjoy the rest of your trip. We'll catch up with you soon, and everyone else, see you on the start line somewhere soon when us 2 get fit.
Them two. I'm already fit. Ta-da!